Before I start this video, I need you to go and get your feedback book and a pen, turn to a new page and write your title, How to Do the Model from Matt Devine, or if you're doing the one for Andrew Zimmerman, How to Do the Model for Andrew Zimmerman. And through this process I'm going to show you how to draw it up on 2D design, how to then use the laser cutter to cut it out, and then how to make the physical model at the end. So there's 3 parts to it. So you need to be making notes as you go. Pause the video regularly so you can make these notes. I won't be helping you with it. You need to be referring to this video and helping each other. Hello everyone, and welcome to the video which is going to show you how to do some 2D design wizardry. I'm just going to click on a few things and show you what you need to do. Not that one, because that's the year 8 work. This one here. So first of all, you are going to need to open up Department Technology, TechSoft 2D Design, and you're going to need 2D Design, which is the blue one here. There it is. First job is to save it to your DT area. File, Save As, find your DT folder, wherever that is. There's mine. Call it by your name. Mine's obviously Mr. Robinson. And you're going to call it by the type of work that it is. So if you are doing Matt Devine, then you'd write Matt Devine. If you're doing Andrew Zimmerman, you write Andrew Zimmerman. So here we go. I'm going to do Matt Devine. Matt Devine. Save. And there it is, saved up there. So the part of the video that this is going to help you with is this element here, making a laser cut model out of acrylic. Now you could be doing Andrew Zimmerman or you could be doing Matt Devine. Now everybody should be doing Matt Devine unless you chose him as your first artist. So if you chose Matt Devine as your first artist, then you need to be doing Andrew Zimmerman. Andrew Zimmerman. However, otherwise you should be doing Matt Devine. Now if you look at Matt Devine's work, Matt Devine has got some rectangles, some circles, some long skinny rectangles, some long skinny triangles. He's cut a whole load of them out, he's bent them over, and he has then glued them together. So we're going to figure out how to do this. I'm going to show you how to do this. You're then going to do it independently, helping those around you who get stuck on it. So here we go. So Matt Devine, first of all. Imagine you're going to do a triangle. So you're going to choose your line tool. I'm going to make sure that the grid lock's on. That's very important. Grid lock's on. We're going to draw the base of the triangle. Okay, here we go. So imagine I want my triangle like that size. You need to come up with your own design. Whether you do a long skinny rectangle, a short fat rectangle, whether you do an oval, whether you do a zigzag, a lightning bolt, whether you do whatever shape you choose to do, but make it different to those around you. The first thing that you're going to do is to check the size of it. So we're going to check the width first of all. We're going to go down to dimension lines here, click and hold, and out pops draw horizontal dimensioning. So remember, we are going to click at this side, click, click, boom, it's 150. We're going to do the vertical, we're going to do click, click, boom. So at the moment we have it 150 by 20. 150 is a decent size. I think that's alright. And 20 wide, yeah, I think that's alright. I've struck it lucky there, but you might not have. You might have drawn it a bit too big or a bit too small. So to resize it, we select all of it and we hold the shift key. Remember, you must hold the shift key. Hold the shift key, and then when you click it, you can make it bigger or you can make it smaller. So as it is, I'm going to try and put it back to where, there or thereabouts, where it was before. About there. Don't forget to delete the dimension lines, otherwise it will engrave them onto your acrylic. Now, what colour do these lines need to be? That's right, they need to be red if they're going to cut out. So we're going to select them, we are going to choose the colour and change it to red. There we go. And then we're going to need to duplicate it because we need lots of these. So we select it and then we choose the copy button. We're going to populate it with however many you have. Let's try copying this. Oh, it won't fit in there. So if you flip it upside down by clicking this button here, there we go, fits in lovely. Brilliant. So there's 5. You select all of them, copy, 15, 20. So we've got 20 on there. We've got them quite close to each other so that we don't waste any materials, and we make sure that we save it. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the laser cutter and we're going to cut it out. So if you are doing Matt Devine, then you need to just stop at this point in the video. You need to make sure that you've got all of your notes for this part, and then you're going to skip forward to the bit where I'm on the laser cutter. So make sure you've got all your notes for that. However, if you are doing Andrew Zimmerman, keep watching for a minute. So the difference with Andrew Zimmerman and Matt Devine is Andrew Zimmerman doesn't do exactly the same shape. He does a shape and has a line drawn through it. So he has lots of different shapes, and it kind of almost looks like he's drawn one shape there and then he's cut it in half with a line there. So we're going to have a go at doing that. So simplest way of doing this is to get the rectangle tool. We turn the grid lock on, and if you've drawn a rectangle, you can actually put a curve on the corners. So let's have a look back at Andrew Zimmerman's. He's got a curve on these two, but not on these two. So we're going to put a curve on these two. And the way we do that is by going onto the arc tool, and you slide all the way along to the one that looks like a bit of a finger pointing down, and you choose what size fillet you want. So just to show you the difference, when you click here and here, that's a 10mm fillet. I want a bigger fillet than that, so I'm going to go to undo, and I'm going to choose a fillet of, let's try 20. I think that's better. And let's try a fillet on this one of 30. Yeah, let's have a look at that. I think that's pretty good. The next challenge for us is to draw the line through to split it. It's quite straightforward actually. So this line here. Do you know what would be easier? If I just copy and paste that onto there, so I don't have to keep flicking between them. Right, so we're going to get the line tool. We'll check the grid locks on, and I'm going to draw a line through. Now the reason I've got that sticking over is because I'm going to delete part there, and I know that that's going to be a perfect intersection and cross over that part there. So that's going to, when you come to cut that out, it will cut it out perfectly. Now what we can do now is you can actually copy that. So there we go, we'll copy that. And the next one down is only a half one, so we can use the delete part. So you click and hold and this bit pops out, and then we can delete this bit off. There, we've got it. But it's a bit shorter. That one, we need to make this a bit smaller, don't we? You can either do it with the grid lock on, or you can turn the grid lock off. And we can make it a bit longer as well if you like. And then when you come to move it, it would go up here. And remember, we need it turned red. And then you would need to check the overall size of it as well. So once you've finished drawing it, don't forget to dimension it using your horizontal and your vertical dimensioning. Once you've got it all drawn out, don't forget to delete that picture. Do your size, move it to the top left and save it, and then you're ready to go over to the laser cutter and do the actual laser cutting.
Here we are at the laser cutter. Very quick reminder on how to set this up. So there is the file for Matt Devine. For Matt Devine or Andrew Zimmerman, the process is going to be exactly the same. So you're going to go to File, Print, you choose the Spirit, and you click Properties. Make sure you're making notes of this, by the way, because when you come away from the computer, I'm going to expect you to know how to do this. Then for pen, it's acrylic that we've got in here. So for the red line, there it is, red line, you have a look at acrylic, and it says speed 1.6, power 100. So red line, speed 1.6, and power 100. Now what I'm going to ask you to do is actually, to make sure it goes through, we're going to knock the speed down to 0.9. So speed 0.9, power 100. We're going to take off raster because the red line doesn't engrave. Now for the black line, you're not going to use the black line because it's all going to be cut out, but as a rule of thumb, for the black line, for acrylic, it does say speed 100 and power 20 on that sheet, but my suggestion to you, from experience, is have the speed at 100 and the power at 50. So that's your first tab. Second tab, we're going to have it on inside out cutting, bottom to top, and I'm putting in this piece of material, and because it's cutting from the top left, I can have it on home. If, however, I was putting it this way, I would have to move the laser head so that it cut here, and I'd have to have it on relative. But actually, because I've got a fresh new piece there, I can have it on home. So I don't need to move the laser head, so it's not relative. I've got it on home instead. And that's it. Just those two tabs. So you click OK on that setting and leave it there, and then we turn on the laser cutter. And what we have to do is we have to wait for it to initialize. We're going to wait for it to warm up. So it moves from the top left to the top right. And then it moves down here. And then it moves up there. Next we need to autofocus it. So we make sure that the probe's on it and that the probe is over the material. and then we hit the autofocus button and press back. So when you press the autofocus button, it does this. Touches the material, and then when you press back, we're back to that screen there. We hit OK, and it sends it to here. So there it is, Mr. Robinson Matt, from the title up here. We close the lids, we turn the extractor on, and then we press the start button. Warms up, and then it cuts it out.